Welcome back, investors and traders. Let's talk about Soundhound AI Sound stock. I did not make a video talking about earnings. I want to get into the details here regarding earnings. We got earnings on 5/9/2024. And if we just look at the date, it's not going to get us anywhere if we just look at the date. Let us switch over to the chart and let's take a quick look at, let's click on this tab here. Earnings, for the most part, if you look at the history of this stock on earnings, what does it like to do? You notice anything? You notice the pattern that I'm noticing here? Let me clean up the chart for you, make everything else nice and invisible. There we go. Let's remove that MACD. We don't need you right now, and we are good now that the momentum is out of there. You'll notice the stock kind of doesn't have that volatile move to the upside or downside. There's never around earnings. If anything, you'll notice here the stock did move up $1 going into earnings, and here we moved like, so yeah, 30 cents going into earnings. Here earnings, we actually just kept going down. I think this was the bear market. Yep, that was the bear market we were in not too long ago, where everything just kept dumping and everyone was, doom and gloom. Everyone was looking at Nvidia and going, "Oh my god, it's so cheap." Yeah, another earnings, huge, huge, huge. This is an interesting earnings. Pretty volatile move. But that was in a bear market. Now we switch over to the bull market and we notice either way, it just kind of goes nowhere. It really doesn't. You're lucky if it moves in anticipation of earnings a couple of days beforehand. Well, other than that, you look at it and you're like, it's kind of whole nothing burger. The Nvidia investment here was really, that's the only thing that sent it. That was actually the bigger catalyst than the earnings, if we're being honest. So I wouldn't expect much from earnings. That is really the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, that's the point. If you look at this chart and you zoom out and you look at that letter E, you'll notice there's no big volatile move to either side. There's no big gaps. Here's a gap here to the upside. Here's a gap here to the upside. You notice anything? Those were all catalysts that had nothing to do with earnings. I would not play earnings. I just sit back and if it dumps, fantastic. Give it to me cheaper. I want it back down here under 2. All right, guys. That is the takeaway. Earnings, it's not even worth touching on earnings. Even despite the revenue growth, despite the 80% surge, despite the improved 80% year over year in Q4 and them decreasing the net losses, despite all that, you really think about it, it was a pump on the Nvidia news piece, and now it's a dump. At this point, the best thing you can do for yourself is wait for it to come down to its support at $2 and under. That is really where buyers step in all the time, especially if you switch to the weekly. You'll get a much more clear view of that. You'll notice under $2, oh boy, the buyers step up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times like 5 different times this stock has been under $2. It's buyers always step in and push it up. That is it for the video. Do what you can do what you will with that information. I will wait for $2 and under. I'll see you guys in the next one.